What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Asian mythology retold action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Gaia. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Slazenger, also known as Shelty, I think. Can we get a confirmation that this is Shelty? I'm pretty sure it is. Nonetheless, we'll see how this game is going to go, as these two players are very, very strong. I have seen, I think already, one game of Shelty playing against Gaia, and it was absolutely brutal. But I also saw a game of Magic playing Gaia against Loki and making it look very simple to play. Very, very simple to play. So we'll have to wait and see how things are all going to manifest in this game, but it is a defensive map. It is Oasis. It's a 4-hole Oasis, so not the easiest to defend, but you can still throw up your temple over here and build a wall to the tower and cut your opponent off from moving from one place to another. Can work very, very nicely. So we'll have to wait and see how it's all going to go. But I mean, well, I have got a quite crazy idea here with Loki against Gaia. Who outbooms who? Heimdall Loki? Heimdall Loki or Gaia just being Gaia? I want to see it one time. Because the thing is, when you're playing Norse against Atlantean, they can't really do anything in the early stages of the game. So you can just rush up a town center, no problems. Especially if you just build a handful of Hersa, get a second town center, and make it work. Anyways, we're not going to see anything fun today, as the Forseti is going to be coming through here. Meanwhile, the Berserk are going to be getting a little bit of scouting action happening. One thing that I think that I'm going to keep saying it until it starts happening. One thing that Norse players need to do, I did see Soup doing it, so obviously some Norse players are aware, but you need to get yourself out a second Berserk in the arcade cage. Reason being is you just get so much more scouting information in, and you can know what your opponent's doing in a much, much better way. But we'll see here. Slazenger's just going to be moving across the map. Shelty here, searching around. We do see a little cheeky relic has been picked up. The Khopesh of Horus is going to be a big, big help here in this one, as he's going to be pulling back into the main base. And we'll see how things end up going along here, as Oceanus on the way. A bit late from Kimo to the classical age, but I like a later advance from time to time, you know? I like a later advance. As the Hersa are going to be coming forward, we'll see how things are going to go here. As we see, double military barracks going to be getting dropped down here. And the Gaia Forest gets dropped up at the top side of the map to boot. And we do see a little bit of a harassment over here, but wow! You just can't do it. You just can't run in with a Berserk and pick off a citizen at all. It's just not going to be possible. Caladria too strong. Absolutely, Caladria way too strong. Nonetheless, in the main base here of Slazenger, he's going for Great Hall, Temple, no longhouses just yet. And Kimo is just going double military barracks for double Murmillo. Also making some heroes. Plus, he's got that relic already. There's other relics on the map to pick up. You've got Arrows of Heracles here with the ranged soldiers, ranged attack damage going up. On the left side of the map, you've got the Tower of Cestus here, which is allowing your towers to get bonus damage against myth units. Actually, a really, really strong tech there, or relic there, as well as Dwarven Calipers, reducing the siege cost at the moment. As the unit's going to be popping forward here. Do you see a little... Man, Pacify is such a strong use here Thank you for the 15 months, Migas. Appreciate you. So you do see Hall of Thanes on the way as well. For Shelty, as the units are going to be popping forward and attempting to take out these Murmillo to boot. A big amount of healing coming through as well as those Murmillo pushing forward and back and all the good stuff here. And Shelty just going to pull into his main base. Take his time here. Remember, the big point at which Norse wants to put pressure onto the Gaia player, it's not actually until 10 minutes into the game. So he just has to kind of play defensive up until that, because no matter what, actually, I mean, there's a world where if you do that, then the citizens can just come out onto the second gold mine and completely throw off your timings and everything else, but that's a different story. Oop, Eyes of the Forest coming in. This is a really, really fun technology. Basically, what Eyes in the Forest does is it allows you, once it's coming through, to have nearby units of Mother Nature, such as trees and animals, to temporarily grant you vision. So if you're running a Ulfsark or a Berserk around, for example, around here, and you can come in and you can see all of the vision on that position for just a little bit longer after you leave. It's really, really cool. So we'll see how it's going to go as Kimo says, it is time to get a little bit aggressive. He's got some units out and he says, no sneaking to the heroic age for you, young sir. No watchtowers up either, as the longhouse will get taken down. A couple of units are going to be moving in here as well, as the dwarves going to be getting targeted down. We see the raiding cavalry diving forward. The rest of the army here of Shelty is out of position, as two Hursa are going to be getting taken down on the front there. Throw and Axeman do manage to pick off quite a few of those Murmillos, but great micro from Kimo on the back there to attempt to take those bad boys out to boot, as the raiding cavalry here will end up getting taken down. And Kimo going to be retreating back, doing all the good stuff. Meanwhile, more units coming back into here, going to be jumping onto that healing spring and trying to get himself back into a good spot here. At the moment, Kimo, he's made some good trades. He's kept, I was about to say he's kept Shelty from going to the heroic age, but Bragi is on the way. Bragi is on the way. And this is scary for Kimo, because Kimo here is getting that gold income. That's going to be expiring relatively soon. This semi-fast heroic from Shelty is very, very strong. Meanwhile, units just hanging out here. Do we get to see any of that? Wow, look at this. I mean, he's got a spy on this. The army of Kimo is not going to be able to find any little sneaky place here in the slightest, as Shelty is just building all the units out. He's about to be running out of this gold mine here as he does retreat back. Probably no sense in returning back to that one with 52 gold. Just move over here. But also, Shelty probably doesn't want to move over there just yet, just in case the army comes around and starts this fight a little bit too early. Bragi is just a little bit more seconds needed before it to come forward here. And Shelty is just jockeying back and forth. Now he does decide it's probably going to be time to take some sort of a fight. Here we see Weightless Mace coming through, so the unit's going to be coming in. Carnivora comes down, flaming weapons getting dropped. Battle Ball in onto this one as well. We see a Draugr spawn, not exactly what Shelty would be wanting there, but it's going to be helping out in a big, big way, as Kimo's still sitting in onto this fight. But will this flaming weapons be enough? As it's looking like it most certainly is, and Kimo is going to have to retreat back. But flaming weapons is done. A good amount of damage has been traded in, and now Kimo is going to have to stay in the classical age. He can't get to the next age here. But how many military buildings does he have in his main base here? He's got himself 2 military barracks. He's about to have 2 of those counter barracks to boot here. Can he keep himself alive in this game? Flaming weapons, 4 seconds remaining. There's going to be battle boards coming as well. Not a huge amount of favor in the bank at the moment for Shelty. But if we take a look, is he building battle boards? No. Did he build any? Wow, I'm surprised he's only got 25. Well, he got himself a rock giant. in terms of the best possible units you can get in the heroic age, Rock Giant's got to be up there. Incredibly strong for any sort of fight moving up. As we see battle boards coming through, whole bunch of units ready to push forward. We will be seeing those citizens making a little bit of a sneaky one elsewhere as the army just trying to defend here as best as he can. As we do see that troll throwing in a big boulder there, but a little bit underwhelming as the units pushing through here. Good micro from Kimo to get that damage done as Shelty is trying to push forward here. Rock Giant going to be coming forward. Gets the little taunt in, but only hits a handful of units there. But not all those units, but a handful of them will be getting taken out as the battle ball comes in, gets some big damage done with that buck coming through, that buck special ability. What exactly is it called? Just want to tell me? No. Berserk and bucks around. I mean, that's enough for everyone, right? Meanwhile, the units coming up onto this top position here. Those Terma trying to get some good damage done, but not able to do so. He does see those citizens over here as the units decide to turn around. And Kimo is spacing this really nice control here from Kimo. Shelty's got a lot of idle units in here. He's going to need to bring those forward as the Rock Giant comes in. Going to be able to get a huge amount of tauntage action happening here. And then as soon as that taunt finishes, you've got to start remicroing all of your units here. As the Herso coming back in to get a little bit more damage. We do see the Goaty manage to take down those Cavalry here. As Shelty still idle units on the back. Not pushing forward with those just yet. And Shelty's army looks like it will be getting taken out. But we see a battle ball spawn. That's going to be absolutely huge here to help out on this fight. The Rock Giant just about to go down as well. Goaty on the back going to be getting sniped down by the Terma to boot here. As the rest of the units do fall. And Kimo manages to hold, saying, you know what you say about Gaia versus Loki? It's no longer the case. Gaia is more than capable of dealing with what Loki can do, especially on a map like Oasis here. As now Shelty's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got himself a whole bunch of those barracks up. He's got himself one great haul here as the units are all going to be retreating back in to the middle of the map here and thinking about what they can do moving forward. As Kimo going to be chasing onto those berserks here. But what's the plan here for Shelty moving forward? He does have a huge amount of favor in the bank, so making a whole bunch of battle ball makes a lot of sense. And there's only like 2 heroes in this fight. Do we see any Herdman? Herdman wouldn't be a terrible unit to mix in here, because they're going to be able to take out those Terma pretty nicely. As the Herso coming through, just chasing these units here. This is really nice control from Kimo if he can continue to get the damage off here, but he does lose a lot of HP on the retreat path there. And is Kimo going to be able to get to the next stage is the big question. This is going up for a town center. Why go to the next stage? Wait, no, he's not. He's going for a gold mine. Never mind. Maybe he's going to the next stage. Let's have a quick look. He does have an armory. He's got himself a couple of... he's got one small upgrade here. So we do see the units coming in. And this is what the Eyes in the Forest does. You can see the little line here. He's got no units, but he gets to see that for just a little bit longer. Nice raid onto this citizen. Does manage to snipe one of them down as the other citizen going to be retreating away. These units going to be pushing forward as well as Kimo... kind of overreacting with the army movement, but he's got a huge army nonetheless. It's very close here as the battle balls are going to be charging forward. Valkyrie spawn here for Shelty as he is continuing to put that pressure on. Meanwhile, in the main base, those Ursa kind of running through here. Good micro from Kimo to deal with those. As the battle ball pushing forward, those Terma needs to be getting some good damage. We do see Carnivore gets dropped down, but the Goaties on the back are going to be more than enough to snipe that out here as those battle ball will be getting taken down relatively quickly by the Terma. We do have that Caladria flying overhead. Great micro there from Kimo as well. And Shelty has hit that brick wall yet again in this game. So all those units are going to be retreating back home here, so to speak. So we see a couple more thrown axemen coming out. Battle balls coming through to boot here. And we will be having those units turning around for another fight. The thrown axemen getting onto those Mermillo. One little trick you can do in these fights is pull your infantry units back and leave the ranged units firing so that you bring those infantry units closer to your throwing axeman, and then you bring in also the Terma closer, and then you can jump onto the Terma with your kind of infantry units there as well. But it looks like Kimo is in a commanding position right now. He has a huge score lead. He's clicking up through Thea as well as the Berserk's getting converted here with Shelty turning around. Now, Shelty, he is also behind on villager count in a big way. Lots and lots of favor in the bank. Just not quite able to pump out those battle balls. They're quite expensive. How much do they cost? 250.27. So very expensive there. As the Ox cart getting taken down on that location. And Shelty going to be turtling this one up ever so slightly. But with Thea comes Stymphalian birds. And what Kimo can do now is he can just produce 4, 5. Why not produce 7 oracles out right away now and get all across the map, get him a huge amount of favor income, spam those out in a really, really big way. As you see, a hill fort coming up onto the front here. Villagers getting targeted down on the back. As those villagers, where are they going? Kimo says, die. I want to kill those villagers. And a lot of them are getting taken out here. This is really, really big. Kind of looks to me like Shelty is trying to get to the Mythic age here with the food and gold situation he currently has. Is the army going to be charging in here to take this fight? Those throwing axemen against those Terma are just not going to be very useful at all. Hesperus tree getting dropped down. Berserk's coming through in an effort to take out the remainder of these units, and he does manage to drop the resource value down significantly here for Kimo, as Kimo's dropped down to 100 population, as we do have that flood control tech coming in. Mermillo's coming through, but look at the difference in villager count right now. It's absolutely gigantic. So those medium berserkers are going to be coming through. Do we have Call of Valhalla? No Call of Valhalla. But that's a huge army here as we see a town center coming up. Kimo's got a huge amount of income. And how many barracks does he actually have here? He's got himself 5 military barracks only. I'd love to see more. He's got 2 of those counter barracks. Always more. More is more in Age of Mythology. Less is not more. So we do have a Gaia forest coming up there on the back. Market in the middle as well. So those berserks are going to be swinging around onto the left side of the map here. As the Hesperid's tree is going to get dropped down. And the citizens getting pushed back as well. Will he go after this town center or not is the big question. We do see Hell on the way. I can't believe he's able to get Mythic Age here. How is he able to get Mythic Age? Did he just buy the food? Because he's got no... There's no villagers on food at the moment. I don't even understand how he gets Mythic Age here. I think this game is going to all come down to how well Shelty uses his Nidhogg. He's got a huge amount of military. Units sitting back over here. He's got to be careful not to lose those berserks. You do see some Stymphalian birds. We'll get some great damage done here as well. As the berserk's going to be retreating back. And the army pulling back here for Shelty as well. Kimo moving forward. Basically right now, Shelty has to kind of wait for his Nidhogg. The Nidhogg is going to be a real big help. How many Goatee does he have? He's got 1 Goatee here to try and take out these flying units. Is that going to be enough is the big question. A ton of Mermillo in on this fight as well. Those Berserks just going to get absolutely melted by this. And Shelty says, all right, I've got to retreat. But, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Will this be possible to hold here? He will get a Fire Giant. He will have access to Mythic Unit or Mythic Age spawns here as well. Shelty pulls back into his hill fort here to defend himself underneath this position. Battle Ball will get sniped down as well. These units here will be able to take out those Mermillo nicely. As Kimo might want to go for some raids right now because there's some open gold villages up here that he can hit. Meanwhile, Hell has now just about hit. Population differential is, I mean, in terms of military, it's actually quite close. So there's the Mythic Age. There's the Nidhogg flying through. Use the special ability manually. Just fly in. Quickly. There he goes. There he goes. Big amounts of damage coming in. As the units here going to be retreating away. You see a temple coming up on the front. There's so much favor here for Fire Giants. Can Kimo figure out a way to deal with Fire Giants here? This is going to be challenging. We're seeing Mountain Giants, Fire Giants, all the Giants coming in. He can also get himself Granite Blood here as well. Are birds good against the Nidhogg? Yes, they are. They're currently searching around on the back here for something to do. If we take a look at the Nidhogg, does not quite have the necessary special ability here as we see some hero Arcus coming in, but the units here just absolutely getting melted by the Nidhogg. The Nidhogg coming onto the back line here. Those hero Arcus are getting a huge amount of damage. Meanwhile, the Fire Giant comes in to blow those hero Arcus up in the back there as well. So many more hero Arcus getting converted as the Nidhogg is now down to 900 HP, but Fire Giants are just coming in absolutely clutch here for Shelty on the front. Did he get himself Rampage? I think he got Rampage here. Wait, did he? He absolutely got Rampage, causing those Myth units to train nearly instantly so we can get them out very, very quickly here. As the Nidhogg coming down, doesn't care about the palace here, just cares about sniping citizens as best as he can. I mean, I don't think raids at this point are really going to be helping him. He needs to pick off this enemy army as we do see those units moving forward here. The special attack from those Fire Giants goes so hard here. I'd love to see maybe some Ballaster or something to take out the Arcus Ball. We all know how good Ballaster Fire Giants are, as Shelty is doing his best effort here to try and keep himself in this game. He's actually really pushing hard here, but those Arcus heroes are slowly going to start churning away at the Fire Giants. Still that Stymphalian bird kind of very, very idle over there. So we do see a Mountain Giant coming to join in the party. So the Nidhogg does end up getting taken out. And Kimo is going to be able to push back for the time being. One Mountain Giant goes down very quickly to those Arcus. The Fire Giants on the back here are going to be able to take out those Contaris very, very quickly here. But the problem is the Arcus Ball is just so strong. We see another Fire Giant coming in onto the front here, but that one's going to be getting taken down very quickly here by those hero Arcus as well. So this one over here goes down to boot. So we do see the Stymphalian birds raids still coming in. And in that moment, Shelty has to tap out as Kimo finds the dub. That game was insane. Shelty almost manages to pull that one back with a Nidhogg here. I think if he didn't take this fight here and just retreated back to the hill fort, maybe got himself heavy infantry instead of having to build a whole bunch more units out, then that Nidhogg would have been able to come in and absolutely decimate some units, and then he would be able to push around and try and get that gold staff here, targeting down this gold mine. And maybe pushing up onto this position as well with a handful of units to push off that gold mine, walling this off, and basically just trying to force Kimo out of this game in a gold kind of situation here, but could not quite manage to make it happen. Kimo holds on against the might of Loki with his Gaia. Really, really well played. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.